Hello, I am Sandra Lee, a Biofield Tuning practitioner, and this is Thursday Tips for Thriving, and it's going to be big fun. So, um, yesterday I did an interview about style with Andrea Cameron, and we were talking about color and pattern and prints, and just the sorts of clothes that I wear, and whether I'm comfortable in it, whether I'm uncomfortable in it, how I feel, and all of those things. And so I was talking about having done a little bit of exploring using Biofield Tuning to give me a sense of how I feel about each of these different aspects of what I wear. So I have a whole pile of clothes over here, and I'm going to continue this exploration. I have a general sense of what might come up, but I haven't actually done this with this yet to see what information I get from it, because I was kind of saving it for doing this with you. So I just have a bunch of tops here, and I'm going to talk about my personal preferences and look at how the energy of how I feel comes up with the sound and then with the intuitive information I get with it. So this is going to be really interesting Thursday tips for thriving today. And let's go. So I was saying with Andrea, I really only wear solid colors. I don't wear stuff with patterns on it. So just tuning for myself associated with how it feels to be wearing solid colors. And then I will compare that with ideas of patterns and prints and things like that. So that's what's coming up to talk about first. So thinking about me wearing my standard solid colors. And the energy is flowing, and it's just kind of nice and calm, comfortable. It's like I can feel the energy move through here. Feels like I'm able to think. Okay. So then I am going to show you a couple of pieces that I actually have that have some sort of pattern on it. And then I'm going to compare how I feel with that. Now, one that I mentioned yesterday with Andrea is flowers. I don't wear stuff that's got flowers on it. So I'm going to think about, and I don't even own any. I only have one shirt that's got flowers on it, and I will do that one here in a second. But I'm going to think about, some of the clothing that I see other people wear. And, even just thinking about another person wearing this, I'm going to test how it makes me feel inside without even thinking about me wearing it, but thinking about them wearing it, and how it makes my energy contract when I see someone wearing something that I would never wear. So it's like, it feels heavy here. And it's like, ugh, not even thinking about me wearing it, but watching someone else wear something. And this happens all the time, right? I see people wearing flowers in particular, and it's like I have a contraction in my body, even though that piece of clothing is nowhere near where I actually am. It's a wild experience when this happens. So it's like, this is what it feels like when I see someone else wearing it, and then thinking about having that garment on myself. It's like I can't even strike the fork. It's like my breath is suppressed, and it's like there's all this anxiety that comes into my body when I think about wearing that piece of clothing. So it's so fascinating. Now, let me think about a flowered piece of clothing that's less busy, because the ones that are most stressful for me are the ones that are flowers with lots of flowers, very busy, and just I can't imagine. So let me think about one that to me feels more tasteful, right? So it's like the flowers are a little bit larger, they're not particularly loud, it doesn't blare at me. So thinking about looking at someone wearing that, and it feels okay, right? So it's like it does not cause me stress to see someone else wearing that piece of clothing that does not demand my attention. So it's like, yeah, this is okay. Just like it would feel if I were walking around in a store and I see someone I don't know and they're just wearing a piece of clothing. I might notice that there's flowers on it, but it doesn't cause any stress to me. Okay. So let me think about wearing that same garment myself. And I feel like I kind of hold my breath a little bit. Um, when I thought of myself wearing solid colors, um, I felt like my energy was flowing enough and I could think. So if I think about wearing this reasonably nice looking to me piece of floral clothing, but it's like there's a holding in my breath and I'm not really able to think. So the energy is like kind of like concentrated in my forehead and feels blocked here. So thinking about wearing this piece of clothing that is not actively offensive to me, because when I see busy floral clothing, to me, it's offensive. Not a judgment on anyone else. I'm just saying that this is the effect that this has on me and my energy, being in the presence of, even just visually, right, of something like that. Okay. So when I imagine wearing this piece of floral clothing that to me feels more tasteful, for lack of a better word, it stresses me a little bit to think about wearing it, but not as much as the other. Okay. So still feels like I have a hard time breathing and I can't stop thinking about it. So it's like that's the way I relate to flowered clothing. Now, I love flowers. So it's like thinking about flowers, seeing real flowers. It's like that is uplifting and wonderful and happy. I love flowers. Okay. It's just wearing them is not my thing. Right. And again, no judgment about anyone else. So it's like if I think of someone else who loves wearing floral clothing, busy or not so busy, right? If I think about them doing it for them, that feels wonderful. So it's like, if that makes that person happy, terrific. Wear it. That's wonderful for them, just as long as I don't think about it being on me. Now, I said I have one piece of clothing that has flowers on it. One. And this is like the obligatory Hawaiian shirt. Because sometimes you have to go to a social event and you have a flowered, a Hawaiian shirt. So that's what this was bought for, knowing at the time that I don't wear flowers, right? But I have this shirt because it was required for a social event. So this is the single flowered Hawaiian shirt that I own. Probably the only one I ever will own because, again, I don't wear flowers. So if I think of wearing that shirt, it's about like what I tested a minute ago. If I consider wearing a flowered shirt that feels relatively tasteful, right? To me, this doesn't really qualify as that. I don't really, I wouldn't ever actually wear this unless it was a social occasion that required a Hawaiian shirt, right? I wouldn't normally buy a Hawaiian shirt at all, much less one with flowers on it. But that's the only floral shirt I have. But so thinking about wearing this, there's the same feeling as I had a minute ago when I was thinking about wearing someone else's floral shirt that I kind of actually like. Okay, so I picked the one shirt on the rack at the Goodwill, used clothes store that I liked that had flowers on it. Okay, so that is the first topic of patterned clothing with flowers. Now let's talk about patterned clothing in general. Okay. So some people wear clothing that is really busy, like lots of pattern. And in addition to pattern, there might be color. And again, I find these garments stressful. Even like, so it's like my husband has work shirts that were bought at, at a thrift store. So used clothing. And I have in the past gone to the store and bought some of these shirts for him. And I can't have him wear something that's got too much pattern on it because it makes me crazy. It stresses me out in a similar way as, overly floral shirts. It's like, so for me, thinking about seeing someone like my husband, for example, with this overly busy shirt, or someone on the street wearing an overly busy shirt or an overly busy dress. This happens all the time. I can't imagine why some people would wear the amount of busyness on their clothing that they do. So it's like there is this deep, this sigh, this stress, not as stressful as the busy flowers were, but still stressful for me. It's like there is this busyness response that that stresses me, and it's different from busyness that's not clothing related. So it's like seeing busyness something else. It might cause a little bit of stress, but not the same. So there's something about it being clothing that provides this unusual stress for me. I don't really understand it. All I know is how I feel in response to it. And if I think about like wearing one of these really busy dresses, for example, it's like there is this anxiety, this craziness that's created inside my system, even thinking about wearing something like that. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. Then I have clothing that has pattern or pattern to it, right? So it's like this is a jacket that I actually like, but I never wear it, right? Because it's got a pattern, right? And it's got lots of lines. But I actually like it. So I have carried this around with me for a really long time, but I don't ever actually wear it. It's been washed numerous times because I have worn it occasionally over the years, but because other times I've had to wash all of the clothing for other reasons. So, so it's like if I think about wearing this, there's a little bit of suppression of my energy and a little bit of movement through here. So I think my ability to think and operate and function with this would be better than if I were wearing flowers, for example. But it is still a little bit uncomfortable, not like wearing solids for me. So I still have this. I've not gotten rid of it, but I don't wear it. Okay. And then we look at shirts that I have actually worn at times. So there's this one, right? So it's got a pattern, certainly. And I actually like it. So there's a little bit more movement than there was for the striped one that I just showed you. And maybe the striped one, because it has lots of little stripes, maybe that is a little more busy than I like, which is why it might be stressful for me. So, I actually like this one, and I've worn it. I don't wear very much, but I do. So again, there's a little bit of this isn't solid feeling. And so just kind of noticing that. Now, part of that stress might also be that it's, a pinkish kind of color, which to me might draw more attention to me. And a significant factor for me in what I wear is a lot of times I don't want to attract attention. So I think that might be part of why this shirt has that little bit of stress. If this was like a blue color, I would probably be more comfortable with it. So it's like thinking about wearing that shirt in a blue color. Yes, it feels more comfortable to me. So just kind of recognizing that color and whether or not I'm noticed is going to be a factor. Okay. Here is another shirt that I have worn numerous times in the past. But again, I don't actively wear it. So this feels similar to the one that I just showed you. And the color feels like it's less attention getting. So this is like I just described, that other shirt in a blue would probably be more okay. So this one is like that. Okay. Then I have patterned shirts. I have two shirts like this that it's a print, and I actually wear these. I like these. I don't wear them a lot, but I do like wear them, and I do wear them at times when um, I am going to like a meeting where I want to look nice. Occasionally, I've worn this when I'm like the speaker. Okay, so it's like that one feels good to me. Okay, unusual for me to have something with a pattern that I actually like and wear. So that's that one. It feels good. Obviously, if I'm going to wear this when I'm speaking, then I'm able to think. It doesn't distract me. So occasionally there might be something with an image that I'm comfortable enough to actually wear and feel professional and good in. So there's that. And the other one that I bought at the same time as that one, different pattern, equally, I like it the same. Okay. Here's another one with an abstract pattern that I like, but that I don't wear. I've had this for years, and I think I've worn it maybe once or twice, but long time ago. And I've been carrying this around with me for a long time, similarly to that jacket that's got the small stripes on it. But I don't actually wear it. So the energy for this is more uplifted. Like, I actually like this. Part of what might be uncomfortable about this one is that it's not perfectly comfortable to wear. So, my recollection of it, because it's been a long time since I've had it on, is that I feel like I have to adjust it a little bit, and it's one of those shirts that's got, shorter in the front and longer in the back, and I think that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't entirely know why, because I actually like the piece, right? If it were a different a different layout perhaps, then I might actually wear it. So similar to how Andrea was talking about the pattern shirt that she had that had an abstract is the word, that she actually really likes that. I like the piece that she was wearing, right? So it's like, I like this one in a similar way, but I think that there may be just things about this one that aren't quite right for me, so I don't wear it. Otherwise, I might. So there's that one. So those are all of the pattern related things that I brought out to share with you. Okay, so now on to solids, which I've already mentioned that I actually really prefer, like, and wear all of the time. So this is perhaps my favorite blouse. This is the one that I've had 2 photo shoot sessions wearing because I like this one so much. And this is when I went for my latest photo shoot with Valerie Terrell of Defining Image Photographs. I brought a couple of other blouses with me to choose from, And this was the only one that was seriously considered because it's her favorite for me as well. So I love this blouse and it just feels wonderful. My heart opens and I just love it, right? There is a little bit of the same concern with this one of being noticed because it's in the red tones again. And so sometimes I'm concerned about being noticed. Sometimes I want to be noticed, like if I'm the speaker. Other times I don't want to so much. So when I wear this is going to be very dependent on whether or not I want to get attention or whether I want to just kind of be in the audience, for example. If I were going to a talk where I was in the audience, I probably wouldn't wear this, right? This is more something I'm going to wear when I want to be the person who people are paying attention to. So, but it feels wonderful. I love this shirt. Okay. Here is another reddish color. So a pink shirt. I actually like this color, but I don't wear it very much, right? I like it. When I wear it, I'm most likely going to wear it with a darker, like shirt underneath it and then wear it open, right? So it's like not button the shirt, but so yes, this is what, I mean, this is one that I actually have worn. I don't wear it a lot, right? But I like it. And I like how it feels. It's comfortable when I wear it. Here is one that is red. And again, I do wear this. And it's got the similar issues with attention as with the other one. This one feels a little more loud to me, right? Than either of the previous ones, right? So it's like there's a little bit more concern about potentially attracting attention with this one than with the others, but I'm comfortable enough that I wear it. Okay. Now, there are some colors that I feel like I look terrible in. I've had my colors done ages ago. And I do not own any clothing in these colors. I do not own anything yellow. Yellow, my skin makes me look awful. Don't own yellow. The same thing with brown. Brown is, brown is just kind of dead on me. And it's a little too yellow depending on the color of brown. But I have, so thinking about wearing yellow, and it's like even before I strike the fork, thinking about wearing yellow makes me anxious. It's like, and both anxious and a weight here. So yeah, don't own any yellow. Seeing someone else wear yellow is not as stressful for me as flowers and busyness. So it's like if I can, I can see someone wearing like a sunshine or a lemon yellow, and it's okay. Like I really notice it, but it's not stressful. It's thinking about wearing it where it becomes stressful for me. And then thinking about brown, it's like brown, just like it feels heavy. It feels weighty. Yeah, it's like I don't wear brown. Now let's talk about black, because I used to wear black on black all of the time. Black used to be one of my preferred colors. And so this is, a jacket that I used to wear actually quite a bit. On occasion, I might still wear this on top of a brighter shirt underneath. So for example, black with the red, I might actually do that, right? But thinking about wearing black on black like I used to, there's just this suppression of the energy, just like pulling the energy in, suppression, just, and that's actually why I stopped wearing black on black, realizing that the energy of the color has a big effect on how I feel and how I'm perceived out in the world. Now, for a lot of people, they wear black on black all the time. It's their preference, okay? No longer do I do that, okay? I do wear black pants all of the time, almost all of the time, because to me, that's just what I like to do. I don't like wearing colored pants much. That actually maybe feels a little bit stressful for me, thinking about wearing colored pants beyond dark. I wear, light colored shorts, which is fine, but I don't wear light colored pants almost ever. So when I think about wearing the black jacket over a lighter shirt, I do that occasionally, but not very much. So, but then I do that sometimes when I want to look professional, because I think that it creates that that impression of formality, perhaps. The whole thing about wearing suits, for example. So that's part of what black, in my mind means. So I do wear black over something else for that purpose. So in some of these videos I've made, more often before than now, but I would wear black over like a shirt like the one I'm wearing now, which is what I wore yesterday when I was talking with Andrea. So that's black. Then I get to my preferred colors, right? So I really like wearing blues, greens with blues, some kinds of greens. It really depends a lot. For the jewel colors, I really love the jewel tone colors. And, but the specific colors really matter. But I enjoy those. I wear them all of the time. Those are my preferences, right? Wear them frequently when I want to look nice, when I want to make a good impression, when I am speaking, when I'm being interviewed, when I'm going to gatherings, social gatherings, and things like that. These are the sorts of things that I would wear. And they just help me feel comfortable, relaxed, and I just enjoy it. I feel like wearing things that have these kind of little bit brighter, more jewel colors, I feel like send energy out. And I like that in a way that is different from the reds. The reds are a little bit more stressful for me. And it's that red energy, which is hot and active and inflaming. So I really prefer the blues and the greens mostly. And so that's, just my little bit of exploration of the sorts of things that Andre and I were talking about yesterday, and recognizing that for you, how you feel may depend on what you're wearing, just like I was talking about with Andre yesterday. So think about, with the clothing that you have in your drawers, in your closets, do you like wearing them? And do you like how you feel? Does how you feel enable you to be comfortable when you are wearing your clothes, so that you can be the person you want to be in your life? And if there are aspects about how you feel about yourself, whether relating to clothing or otherwise, and you want to shift some of those experiences and feel better about yourself, again, whatever the situation is, Biofield Tuning might be able to help you with that. I know for me, I used to be really uncomfortable with being noticed at all. And I used to be what I call a wallflower in social gatherings, where I would just like not say anything, not talk to people, because I was so self-conscious, and I really wanted to just like hide away and not be seen, not be noticed, not get any attention. I certainly would not have been making live videos for people to watch on the internet. So obviously I am a lot more comfortable with myself than I used to be. Yay for that. And I support other people in reaching that place themselves, because everyone ultimately wants to be loved and appreciated and noticed. Everyone ultimately wants to make a contribution to other people in the world. And if there are things in your way stopping you from being the person you want to be in the world, then Biofield Tuning might help. Thank you for watching. This has been fun. Have a wonderful day. Breathe.